Okay, so we're going to talk about surface area of pyramids. What did you notice about the difference of the shapes when you did your videos last night?
One was like laid out, the other is three. Wait, you're talking about like...
I'm talking about the pyramids. What did you notice about that was different on a pyramid versus the prisms? Yes, ma'am.
One of them had a square base and the other didn't.
Okay, so yes, the different pyramids have different bases. So we have a rectangular pyramid with a rectangular or square base.
And it also has 4 sides and another 3 sides.
Okay, so the pyramids have what types of sides though? Okay, so pyramids have triangular sides on both of them despite what their base is. Versus when you look at a prism, their sides are rectangular or square. Okay, so that's how you can note the difference, is that a prism will have sides that are rectangular or square, and pyramids have triangular sides. Does that make sense? Okay, so what we're going to do today is we're going to practice going from the three-dimensional figure to the net and then finding its surface area. We're going to do these two examples together, and then you have independent practice to do from there. So, first off, what type of pyramid is this first one? Look at the base. Is it a square?
It's a square/rectangular plane.
Okay, it's either one or the other.
It's a rectangle.
It is a rectangle because the sides are not congruent. So this is a rectangular... Oh, helps if I can spell. So this is a rectangular pyramid. Because it has a rectangular base. So the name is about the base. All right. So what are the dimensions of the base?
5 by 4.
Okay, so somewhere in the center of your grid, I'm going to go down 5 and over 4. Use the color that you labeled your base with. Now, how tall are the sides?
6 inches.
Okay, so we're going to start with the side length of 4, and in the center you're going to go up 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if you're in the center of it, as long as it's somewhere in the center so you have room to go out. Okay.
Every single triangle of the sides is 6 inches?
Is 6 inches high. Yeah. So now we're going to do the bottom. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now on the sides where the side length is 5, there's not a directly, like a middle directly in the line. So put it in the center of the square. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Same thing with the other side. It doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs, you just need to be able to see the picture. Okay, so we know that the height, yes, this is with your pencil, so the height is what?
6 inches.
6. And this is 4 by 5. Now, how do I find the area of a triangle?
Half of the base times
All right, so area of a triangle is half of the base times height. And how do I find the area of a rectangle or a square?
Base times height or
Base times height, or length times width, right? Okay. So I'm going to label this as side 1, side 2, 3, and 4. And then this is, of course, the base. Now, which sets of sides are congruent to each other?
1 and 2. I mean 1 and 3 and 2.
They are not all congruent to each other because the base is not a square.
Oh, so 1 and 3 are congruent and 4 and 3.
Yes, so 1 and 3 are congruent because they share the same base of 4. And then 4 and 2 they are congruent because they share the same base of 5. So someone tried to tell me that they were all congruent. They are not. They are pairs because it's a rectangular base. If it's a square base, then yes, all the sides would be congruent. Okay? So side 1, what are the dimensions of side 1?
6 and 4.
All right, so 6 and 4
20.
is 24 divided by 2 is 12. You may have to write it small. It's okay. So 6 and 4 divided by 2 is 12. So that's for side 1 and side 3. Okay. Then we have side 2, which is what?
5 by
5 by 6. So 5 times 6 is?
30.
30 divided by 2 is?
15.
All right, so that's the same as side 4. Now, how do I find the area of the base? Length times width. So 5 times 4 is 20. What does LSA stand for?
Lateral.
Lateral surface area. And how do I find lateral surface area?
That's the sides.
The area of the sides.
So that's
So 1, 3, 2, and 4.
That's 54.
So, yeah, 12 and 12 is 24. 15 and 15 is 30. So 30 and 24 is 54 units squared. Well, in the picture, it's inches. And then total, or TSA, is going to be the 54 plus the 20,
74.
which is 74.
I'm going to do all this. I just don't know how to draw.
Okay, so once you have an idea of what the net should look like, then you just use that frame and just label the dimensions from there. Okay? So, yes, so the rectangular pyramids and the triangular pyramids are the easiest as far as drawing because their nets will always be the same, just their dimensions will change. Okay? Yes, ma'am. In a minute. All right. This bottom one, what shape is the base?
Triangular prism.
The base is what shape? Triangle. So what type of shape is it?
Triangular prism.
It's not a prism because the sides are not rectangles. Triangular pyramid. And you'll also notice the pyramid how it has the point. Okay, so this is a triangular pyramid. Now he's going to be a little more difficult to draw accurately, but it's okay. We'll make it work. So we know the base of the base triangle is what?
4 times 5.
The base of it is the 5.
Oh.
So we're going to go across 5. And its height is 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And again, this one's a little more difficult to draw accurately on graph paper. It's okay. So now what do you notice about the sides?
They are
The height of what?
no 4, 5.
They have a height of 5 inches. It's right here.
Wait, I thought that was a side. Oh, that is a side.
Mm-hmm.
The height.
So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that one's the easiest to draw. Okay, these other ones you're going to kind of have to estimate just because these aren't whole pieces, but that's okay. It's not going to be accurate. It's okay.
Wait, how many? You go for 5?
You want it to be 5, but again, do the best you can. It's okay. Just draw triangles on the edges of the triangle. You see your triangles? Okay, so here's what we know about the triangles. We know that this is a base of 5. These are sides of 4. We know that this base has a height of what?
5. Wait, no. 4.
Has a height of 4. And all these other triangles have a height of 5. Okay. So again, how do you find the area of a triangle?
Half of the base times height.
Okay. So we're going to look for the LSA and the TSA. So we have side 1, 2, and 3, and the red's the base. All right, so side 1, what do we know about it?
That it is 4 times. Wait.
It's 4 by 5, which is 20. Divided by 2 is 10. Ah, are all the sides congruent? Don't worry about the drawing. Side 1 and 2 are the same?
No, side 1 and 3.
Side 1 and 3 because they have the same length base of the triangle. They both have 4. So side 1 and 3 are the same. They're congruent, but side 2 is not. Because side 2 is 5 times 5, which is 25 divided by 2 is 12.5. So our lateral is 20 plus 12.5. So 32.5 centimeters squared. And then the base, yes, it's 5 by 4, which is 20 divided by 2 is 10. Because it's 5 at the base, height of 4. So 32.5 plus 10 is 42.5 centimeters squared. So that is how you go from the three-dimensional figure to the net so that you can determine the lateral surface area and the total surface area. You're going to have some homework practice. We're going to start the homework in class to where you're going to go from the three-dimensional to the net. So we'll pass out some graph paper and then we'll get started.